Morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Friday. Happy Friday. Today is Friday. It is the 7th day of March 2025. I hope you're safe and healthy today. I hope your family is safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with first responders who are out here every day risking their lives to save people's lives. Blessings upon those also that pick up garbage to keep places clean and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessing on the men and women out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children that are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are helping those that are victims of prostitution and child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on all the perpetrators, profiteers, and perverts that caused this industry to exist. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 600,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, and veterans homeless in the United States of America. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game last night in Los Angeles, California. The New York Knicks lost to the Los Angeles Lakers 113-109 in overtime. And yes, they lost. Yes, it's their second loss straight. Yes, they got a tough road coming, including the game tonight against the Clippers in the same LA. But I was encouraged, actually, as some of you may have guessed. I am not quickly one to jump negative on my Knicks. I'm always looking for the positives in a game. And there was one major one last night. Did you notice the minutes that Mitchell Robinson played with Karl Anthony Towns? They were very effective. In fact, that's when the lead extended to 13. And I said to myself, wait till MitchRob can play 20 minutes. Because last night he played 13 minutes. They still got him on a minutes restriction. But I was very encouraged. At that time, the Lakers couldn't do nothing. They didn't know how to handle that. They couldn't go to the basket. Towns is too big for them offensively. Mitchell Robinson they have to pay attention to him because on the offensive glass, it was really encouraging to see. And so I saw that, and when you look at the game, it was an ugly game. It was an ugly game. Just the Knicks only had 20 assists. The rebounding was pretty close, but it wasn't what we would expect from the Knicks. The Knicks actually, they had 46 rebounds. The Lakers had 49. They had 14 offensive rebounds. The Lakers had 12. So it was close. The Knicks shot only 23% from three and 33% from the field. And 39% from the field. So they didn't shoot the ball well. There was a lot of ugly stuff going on at the game. But what I'm looking at is a couple things. We got to look at it in terms of playoff readiness. Some people are going to be the negative Nellies. They're going to tell you, well, they're 0-something against whoever. They're going to bring out the negative stats. I ain't worried about that. I'm waiting for MitchRob to get better, healthy, or in shape. Also, if you notice, just a couple of times, he started to get to tips on the offensive glass. It's going to become more. You're going to see more and more of that, especially when he's out there with Karl Anthony Towns. Jalen Brunson, I'm not sure how bad that ankle was. It looked pretty bad last night. If you saw it, he really did twist it in a very odd way last night. He really did. And so I don't know if he's going to miss. I would expect him, put it that way. I would expect him to miss tonight's game with the ankle. Yeah, it was a pretty bad sprain that he caught there. And I thought Precious would be out because of the hammy. Now we understand he probably felt something for a week and he was probably being cautious about it. Like, in other words, he would be available if the Knicks needed him, but he was trying, and so he wasn't on an injury report, but he was just trying to deal with it. So then he played, obviously he played when Gat was out. And that's, of course, now we know what the problem is. So, let him rest. But two things. I mentioned the first thing is Mitchell Robinson and the way he's going to affect the defense as well as the rebounding for the Knicks. That's going to be huge coming down the stretch here. And then number two, the next man up mentality that's part of the culture built by Tom Thibodeau. So they play tonight. They might lose, I don't know, but I'm saying Deuce McBride's going to get the start. And so that's being the case. He's going to play heavy minutes. This is good. You want that next man up mentality. Everybody's going to move up in the pecking order a little bit. Payne, Payne, Shamet, they're going to move up a little bit in the pecking order. You might get MitchRob getting a few more minutes. You want that because when the playoff times come, you want to be ready. You want to be mentally tough, I guess is what I'm saying. In this type of situation, this meat grinder they scheduled the Knicks through. So you got LA at LA twice. Then you're going to have Sacramento. Then you're going to go to Portland. And then you're going to finish it with Golden State. And it's all within the next 7 days. So you really, you got a meat grinder coming up right here. So that's good. That's good. If we can survive this thing, I feel like if the Knicks can come out of this thing 2-3 and not get anybody else hurt, we'll be in good shape. I would like Jalen Brunson to sit tonight and probably sit. I mean, he's too tough. He's gonna probably play on Monday night. He probably gonna play. They play Sacramento on Monday night, so he's probably gonna be. He's tough as nails, man. Him and Josh Hart, and I'm noticing Josh Hart missed some shots, and the reason is his knee is killing him. To me, this guy plays with the heart and soul of a New York dude. That's what you want. So I'm noticing him missing shots. And I know it's because he's in pain, right? So you got to really, let's hope that he gets a chance to heal a little bit. He don't know one way. He only plays one way, full tilt. That's why I call him Charlie Hustle, because he's the basketball version of Pete Rose. Pete Rose, when he played baseball for the Cincinnati Reds and Philadelphia, he only knew one way to play, full tilt. And that's Josh Hart. He don't know how to take plays off. He don't know how to take games off. Full tilt. That's how he played. So I just don't want him to hurt himself further, going into the playoffs. But all of this is going to bode well when we get into the playoff mode. All of this is going to bode well. So, yes, they lost a game. Yes, it was ugly. Yes, we wanted them to win, obviously. And they actually had the game going into the fourth quarter. They were up 8. But some really bad turnovers, coupled by Jalen Brunson. The ball was getting turned over, being very lackadaisical with the basketball. That's what caused the Lakers to come back. And then you had Luka. Now, Luka, got to give him his props, man. Look, dude hit two huge threes. Him and Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent reminded me of the year that the Michael, y'all recently, like I say, 2 years, Miami went to the finals. It was because one of the reasons because Gabe Vincent was hitting big shot after big shot from the same spots he was hitting them last night. And so those two things, you got to give them their props. They came back, they grounded out, and then we didn't have our closer, which is Brunson. We need him. You can't just have the number one closer in the NBA and then in overtime when you're right there. He gets hurt and you come back and win the game. That's pretty tough. So it's what it is. But we just gonna have to let him heal. He'll be back. He's tough as nails. He'll be back. And when he is, we're gonna be good. So I just want to get through this period, this 5-game road trip. That we just got to get through this. If we can get through this thing, like I said, we can squeeze out 2 wins. That would be great. If we can squeeze out 3, that's even better. But it's gonna have to be a grind. Starting Deuce tonight would be good because now the team could get acclimated to that through the course of the game. It's not like he's just gonna be thrown in the last 2 minutes to try to save the game. He shot the ball like crap last night. So did a lot of other people. But he shot the ball like crap last night. So as it stands right now, the Knicks are 3.5 games ahead of the Milwaukee Bucks. They're 4.5 games ahead of Indiana, and they're 5.5 games ahead of Detroit in the East. So they're 3.5 games ahead of the Bucks in the 3rd seed. In the East, we've lost ground to Boston. They're 4.5 games ahead of us at the 2nd seed. And so, we just got to grind right now. But like I said, I'm very encouraged by the minutes. When I saw Mitchell Robinson out there running with Karl Anthony Towns and what was going on the floor when they were out there together, I was like, okay, this is going to be every bit as good as we thought it was. when we knew Mitchell Robinson was coming back. He just needs to get, acclimated and ramped up. So it's all good. It's going to be good because that combination is difficult for teams to guard. And it's difficult for them to score on. Okay? Mitchell Robinson is a completely different world defensively in terms of, if you have noticed, getting out on shooters and getting back to the paint. Last night, twice, is what I counted, he let somebody get behind him. He's very conscious of not allowing that. Whereas Karl-Anthony Towns lets people get behind him all the time. He's just not the same defensive player that Mitchell Robinson is. But when you put them out there together, I liked it. I liked it a lot. And so, I think we'll be all right. Like Towns shot 3 of 13 yesterday. Deuce was 0 for 6. Payne was 1 for 6. It was not a good game shooting-wise. Brunson was the only one that was doing it. OG, of course, 7 of 18 from the floor, 20 points. OG is playing what we really expect OG to play. I mean, defensively, and I look at Luka. Now, Luka, he hit the 2 big shots at the end. We give him that. Okay, he did. That's Luka Doncic. But he was 9 of 23 and 4 of 12 from the 3-point line for his 32 points. 9 of 23. That's because, honestly, OG Anunoby was in his ass. And that's what, I love that. That's good. So I'm not worried about nobody in the 7-game series. I'm not. I'm glad we're going through this right now because it's going to toughen the Knicks. That next man up, like Tom Thibodeau said, go in there and get the job done. That's the attitude that we need. And we got the players. We just need to get them acclimated. We need Mitchell Robinson continue to make his progress. And I believe we will be all right. We'll be all right. So, yes, it was a tough loss. It was overtime. It was a battle. And look, Luka to the Lakers is big time. And we said that. I think it was an NBA conspiracy to get him there. But Luka to the Lakers changes the West completely. That's a major change in the West. And of course, Jimmy Butler to the Warriors. Both of them. Jimmy Butler is a high IQ ball player. I don't like him. I hate Draymond Green, but I got to give him the right props. He's a high IQ ball player. In the Golden State Warriors system, in the Steve Kerr system, the high IQ ball players thrive because their offense is continual motion off ball and on ball. So guys like Butler, it worked perfectly with a Draymond Green and with a Stephen Curry. So those two situations completely changed the West. Completely changed the West. So right now, the Lakers are second in the West, and their second in the West is a dogfight between them, Denver, Memphis, and all the way down to Golden State and Houston, and Minnesota's still there. So you got a dogfight in that between 2 and 7, and it's going to be a real dogfight. So the Lakers could very well be top 4 in the West, and if they are, the only real problem they really have is Oklahoma City, and that's a major problem. But hey, that's what the playoffs are for. So we could very well, we'd be seeing a Laker team go far this playoffs because Luka is a major difference maker. He just is. He made some shots last night with OG all over him, and I was like, "There's no way," and he makes the shot. So that's the prodigy right there. So it is what it is. Of course, you got LeBron, who at 40 years old still comes at the basket like a daggone freight train, man. So you got all of that, So they're gonna be tough, but it's all good. You got to go through tough to get better. So let's get better. It's gonna be some losses. All right, next game. Let's do this thing tonight. So you got Deuce tonight. I think as far as I see, it would probably, if the injury report would probably have Brunson and Achua. That would be it. Okay. And I'm not even sure Achua won't play. He was questionable last night, depending on the hamstring. So we'll see. But we probably won't have Brunson tonight. I would be shocked. If he played tonight, I would be shocked because that was really tough looking. I was glad it wasn't broken because he and that's the thing. He got up and limped to the training room. He's a tough kid, man. Him Bridges and Hart. They play tough. Them Villanova crew is tough, man. There's no doubt about it. So we got them. You know, I expect Hart to be there. Hart might be on the injured list, but he'll probably play anyway. And then you got Brunson probably won't play it. I would be surprised if he played it. It was pretty bad ankle sprain, so he needs to get treatment. He's a tough kid. He probably should sit Monday, but he probably will play. He probably will play because this is Jalen Brunson we're talking about. So we'll see what happens. But hey, it was a tough loss. You know, I don't want to hear all you want to be coaches talking about what they need to do. Get out of here. The Knicks know what they're doing. And all we need to do is just keep grinding. This is the time to grind. And they just keep grinding. And then have MitchRob get healthier so that him and KAT could start. Now, I can see the vision now. I mean, I was always seeing it. I'm just concerned because Mitch as a starter is more vulnerable to injury than Mitch coming off the bench. But when I saw the minutes that him and Gato played last night, I said, damn. And then I think they had Deuce out there with Shamit and Payne. I think them were the three that was out there. And then they had Brunson coming in. Them cats are rough, man. And then they had, at some point, OG was out there with them. Yeah, it's gonna be on when soon as we get this young man acclimated and he could play 20, 24 minutes instead of 12 and 15, we're gonna be in good shape. And then you're gonna start him. And now you bring the Energizer Bunny is Josh Hart. You bring him off the bench, it's gonna be rough, man. And then we still got Precious. So be patient, Knicks Nation. I know that's hard with a lot of idiots, especially I think social media has ruined the fan base. It's a lot of, because it allows for immediate overreactions. And then people, it's almost like a disease. People carry that and they bring it all over with them and it spreads. But no, we're going to be all right. Lost a tough game to a team that could be championship contenders. We all right, you know, and we're going to be there. Just let us grind. Let's get healthy and let's get ready. Right now, there's 62 games, so there's 20 games left. Let's get ready, right? 20 games left. Am I right about that? Or is it 19 games left? Let me just see here. The Knicks are 40 and 22. So there's, 20 games left. Let's grind these 20 games. That's what they're doing. So, like I said, can we get 2 wins out of these 5 games? That's what I'm looking for. 2 to 3 wins out of these 5 games would be in good shape. The Knicks on the road for the season are 19 and 11, which is a very good record for, you know, a road record of 19-11 is excellent. So they're doing very well. So if they can even get 3 wins out of these 5 games, you know, we're doing something. So, and I think that's possible. So let's see what happens. Let's just keep pulling for your squad. I don't want to hear about your concerns about Mikal Bridges. Anybody coming in my channel talking negatively about Mikal, he made some serious defensive plays yesterday. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Okay? I don't. Keep your Mikal stuff for Twitter. Keep it away from me. Y'all enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the game tonight. I'm going to watch the replay tomorrow. Hopefully they can grind. You know, if we can possibly grind out a win against the Clippers, let's go Deuce. Do your thing, bro. Sure.